Alright, and hello everybody, I'm the Super27 and welcome to another Dokkan battle video. So we have this brand new difficult stage event. Now, I don't really know anything about it other than what was said in the Dokkan Now yesterday or the day prior to that, where Amatsu said if you bring certain characters, the fight gets harder, and if you bring other characters, the fight will get weaker. So we're going to dive in. I have a couple of teams for these missions. We're going to try to knock these all out in just this one video. So the first mission, getting 10 Dragon Stones. Wow, that's actually pretty generous for just beating it one time. Now, I actually like this. It's a little vague what you actually have to do, but right here it says, join forces with the Golden Warrior whom the devil is obsessed with. So that means, I'm assuming, just any Super Saiyan Goku. Beat the fight with any Super Saiyan Goku and you'll get the mission completed. The next one right here is join forces with the Saiyan who tried to control the devil and clear stage 1, so that would be Paragus. Obviously, we have a brand new free-to-play Paragus that you're able to bring to that, but I'm assuming units like Broly and Paragus would also work if you wanted to bring that unit, because they actually have a pretty decent sub-EZA. And then lastly, play it with 6 planetary destruction units on the team. So again, I don't really know what to expect. I have 3 teams here. This is obviously the Planetary Destruction lineup. This is the lineup that has the Super Saiyan Goku. And this is the lineup that has Paragus. So we're going to dive into this one first. I am going to pull up the stats just so if I do get stumped, I can kind of see. Oh, they have the damage tiles. Interesting. So that means pretty much, I mean, if we have damage tiles, that's not going to be that hard because we can go into Goku's standby instantly. Let's see, where's this new fight? All right, I'm not going to look at the stats, but I do have it pulled up just in case I need to. Now, this will actually get to be my first experience really getting to test out this brand new Broly. I actually feel like this is a decently powerful setup. It's very top heavy, and you can instantly transform with Broly. I did not understand that. I thought Broly's transformation was turn 3. You can actually transform with him just turn 1. I don't think that's actually what they said in the video, or again, I might have just been misunderstood, but you can just activate this on turn 1, so if you don't want to use his support right away, you can just go ahead and launch this. But I think, just for the sake of showing it off, we will actually have this Broly just give off the free support. Probably didn't need to collect all those key spheres, and I can't get a stack with Cooler, which is probably fine, because obviously giving him more defense. He's definitely the weakest defensive unit on the team. In Broly, this is before he has his EZA, but Int Broly actually gets extra damage reduction. Oh, you can debuff him as well. Okay, good to know, good to know, good to know. But Int Broly gets extra damage reduction against pure Saiyans or movie heroes, I think is what it is. So since obviously we're going up against a Broly in this fight, it shouldn't really be too difficult. I mean, he will probably still take some pretty decent damage. I mean, that is just a 2021 unit. Obviously, like, they're not meant for stuff like this anymore, but that's really neither here nor there. This unit hasn't supered yet, so if this last attack here is on Cooler, Cooler probably will be dead. Again, I don't know the difficulty level of this, but I'm going to assume it's on the same, like threat level as stuff like what we have in the Magnificent Supreme Spectacle, or whatever it's called. The Universal Survival Saga stuff. Like, I can't imagine they would just drop a much weaker event. So it should roughly be around, like, that level of difficulty, or maybe, like, the difficulty of, like, Trunks from the original Supreme Magnificent Battle Spectacle. But with us being able to debuff them, we do have a lot of units on this team that can actually debuff. So again, I think we're just going to keep our rotations like this, just so that we can use this support or whatever. We might as well take advantage of it while we have access to it. We'll transform into our full power Super Saiyan 4 Broly on this upcoming turn. We can put him in a slot 1. That's where he's going to get his extra damage reduction. Not damage. He gets his damage reduction just for his first 3 turns. He gets guard and an extra 200% defense before he attacks, if I'm not mistaken. Again, this is a brand new unit. This is like my first time really using him in a serious event. I have link leveled him a little bit, and through link leveling, that's actually how I discovered that his ability, you can just pop it on turn 1 if you want to. There's no real waiting or anything. Dude, this unit with their EZA is going to be crazy, because he's a stacker. He's an offensive and defensive stacker. He already has crit and damage reduction built into his passive, so he's pretty much going to be, like, essential in so many of these fights, because, I mean, Broly is, like, obviously the theme of the celebration, so we're just going to get more and more and more Brolys as we go along. I probably should have kept Team Turles on the rotation, maybe? I don't know. I guess this is also probably going to be a 2-phase fight, seeing as we're just going up against Super Saiyan Broly right here. Oh my god, that's a 10 million right there. 55%, by the way. I did put on an offensive equip, so his build right now is he has 700 defense as his bronze, and then for his silver, I put on the 4 super attack ability, and then I gave him the 3 offensive abilities. So he has an extra 600% offense and 700% defense. So he actually is just much tankier than I feel like a lot of other Broly's you'll probably see on the friends list. Because I don't really know how I want to build him, especially since he is only 55%. I don't have access to any of the hidden potential nodes, so I feel like really just feeding into his incredible stats makes the most amount of sense. Giving him extra defense, so like during his first turn, he's even more untouchable. And then later on to fights where he loses the damage reduction, I still feel like he should be able to go into slot 1 since he's getting the extra 250, and he has the guard. Now maybe after he supers, like the pan slot, the GT Plan DFE pan slot, where after he attacks, there could potentially still be a super attack in slot 1. But at that point, if you get a couple of his 12 keys up, he does get 30% defense on all of those. Yeah, I should have kept Team Turles on the rotation. These guys are way, way better than Golden Frieza is. I mean, Golden Frieza is still fine in, like, shorter events. Any unit who has just, like, a ridiculous amount of damage reduction at the start of fights is going to be good. I think in this situation, we're actually going to float off this Golden Frieza and potentially try to get... He doesn't have very great key links as Broly now, does he? What are your key links? I mean, 25 addition. Oh, that's additional. I thought that was crit for a second. But yeah, he just has like generic Saiyan links. So like, prepared for battle gives him some. Shock and speed gives him some. Super Saiyan is just attack. Berserker is just attack. Fierce battle is just attack. So he only has 2 key links, and you're not going to be getting those on his team setups until we get some like other easy A's. Like again, in Broly's has been confirmed. I feel like movie 10, Super Saiyan Broly, the tech one, he's obviously going to be coming during the celebration. And right there, just another 11 million. Dude, this guy is insanely powerful. I really do feel like there is a very, very good argument for this guy to be #1 in the game. Just for being literally the best unit, like, turn 1 in the game. Like, I know you could say, well, like, MUI doesn't take damage, but at the same time, this character isn't going to take damage either, and he's going to support all Extreme Class allies by 60% and give them 2 key support. It's just insanely, insanely powerful. So... no reason not to do this. Let's just go ahead and pop off his active skill. That is a permanent buff to him. Now, do I want to keep Broly on the rotation with him? Broly is going to make him look a little bit better. Golden Frieza, I mean, he does have 40% damage. We'll do this. That is a lot of attacks, though. This could potentially be a loss. And if it is, that's fine. We can just dive right on back in. If we do die at any point, I will check out what the stats are. But... like, I was kind of figuring this would be a 1-phase fight. Since it is a 2-phase, I mean, yeah, he's still untouchable. 70. That's without any stacks, by the way. That is 0 stacks, 55%. I know he's linked up with, like, probably one of his better linking partners, being the Int Broly, but that's insane. And the attack break, we potentially broke the super attack right there. That is really, really good. I don't think that he has a debuff or anything on any of his super attacks. Neither does this one. This one just stacks. And it looks like you are able to offensively debuff him, but not defensively debuff. So he's immune to stun, seals, and everything else. But you can attack debuff him. So we do have some units on the team like Fauna Form Cooler. He's able to debuff. Golden Frieza is able to debuff. I believe that Team Turles has a debuff as well. All right, so here's his super attack. Oh, wait, is this going to be an AoE? Oh, it is. It is going to be an AoE. 700k. That was on Int Broly. All right. So that is a loss. Let's go ahead and check out what this guy does. I hate this pop-up screen. It's very, very annoying. No stats are available on the Dokkan Wiki? What? Yeah, on the Dokkan Wiki, it says... hold on, we'll show this real quick. I have genuinely never seen this before from the Dokkan Wiki, but if we go over here... why is it my... there we go, I went to the wrong screen. No stats available. The fight has been out for... I mean, I know it's only been out for a couple of hours. Right now it is 3:52 p.m., but it's been out for 12 hours. I'm actually a little bit surprised by that. I wonder if maybe the JP side will have theirs updated? Let's just check real quick. Where is the Broly fight? There you are. And let's see, does it still say no stats available? Oh, no. Okay. So they're just a little bit behind on the English side, which is a bit weird. So, 48 million HP. We might want to transform to Broly just right away, then try to get out of this phase as quickly as possible. 1 million super. He does get a little bit of stats right there. If there is a Goku on the team, he gets 75% attack and defense. And you debuff him by 75% if there's a Paragus. Interesting. Okay. I mean, that's a fun little mechanic. And then right here, oh my goodness. He just rockets up an HP 200 million. He has, like, okay normals. He does have the AoE, that's 1.45. And then if there's a Goku, oh my god, if there's a Goku, he gets an extra 160% attack and defense. And if there's a Paragus, you debuff him by 75%. 165, 1.5. So he's launching like a 2.7 AoE super with like 800k normals. Yo. Dude, beating this with Goku is going to actually be hard. An AoE for essentially 3 million, just a little bit under. Damn. Okay. Okay, so I think the strategy is then we just have to speed blitz. We just have to go as quickly as possible. So we're not going to do the Broly turn or anything. Again, the damage tiles does make sense. So, like, you obviously want to try to... Ooh, really bad opening rotations. You hate to see that. But we just want to get through this initial phase as quickly as possible. So, like, getting Turles 24 key is essential. That's 23. So he's not going to have his guaranteed crits. That's fine. Although the Golden Friezas, if we do go fast, like AGL Golden Frieza, having him in slot 7, that is good, to be fair. Because that means on this upcoming turn, I should have kept the other TUR Golden Frieza on rotation. Because, like, Golden Frieza, he would take damage, like, certainly. Because, like, you can't just, like, eat 3 million. Like, all he has is 90% damage reduction. He has, like, 43, like, 1,000 defense at the start of turn, roughly. I don't actually know what Golden Frieza has, but it's somewhere probably within that ballpark. I feel like that's a decent observation or estimation of what his stats would kind of look like. But you are able to debuff him offensively, so, like, Golden Frieza is actually going to be pretty essential here. Dude, he's taking damage on this phase, to be fair. Okay. Maybe bringing in Broly was a mistake, but I don't know what other movie boss and planetary destruction unit I would bring. Because you need 6 planetary destruction, and I don't have access to... Although, to be fair, like, Cell Max isn't on the category. We'll keep mine on rotation. I don't really have any reason to, other than I just want mine to be the one who's got that dog in him. So that is a stack for him. So again, I think we just want to move, like, as quickly as possible. We can get a stack for Cooler. I don't think Cooler will be very great in this fight because he is type disadvantage, unfortunately. But we might as well, again, start a turn, 11 million. If only they gave this guy big bad bosses. I do have, like, a weird thing about this guy's kit that I do want to talk about. So, Broly, when he's in his base form or whatever, he does have the Link Hardened Grudge, which isn't great. At Link level 10, it's 2 key, and I think it's 10% attack and defense, if I'm not wrong. It's 2 key and 10% attack. Okay. So that would be another key link that he would have with, like, characters like Int Broly, with Paragus, and a lot of other, like, legendary Super Saiyan Brolys from this movie that we can obviously expect are going to Easy A or Sub Easy A, Super Easy A, something along those lines. But when he goes into the legendary Super Saiyan Broly, his link set does change slightly, and he gets Shocking Speed and Super Saiyan instead of Hardened Grudge and the Saiyan lineage. Oh, Broly just... what? Cooler must have got tagged by a super there. I wasn't paying attention. Uh-oh. Okay, are there any other units we could potentially bring? Let's look at movie bosses and planetary destruction. Yeah, this is what we call pretty dire. Like, this team will be super, super good in, like, 2 weeks, because, like, this unit will probably get a Super Easy A, this unit will get an Easy A, obviously a unit we're running is going to get an Easy A. But I don't really think bringing, like, Beerus is going to work, because he's not a Realm of Gods enemy. I mean, if... Do you debuff on your super, or do you only stack? You do lower attack and defense. But you're type disadvantage. And you're not going to be doing, like, a massive amount of damage. Because, again, I kind of need to speed blitz. This guy has a lot of HP. Do I have a support memory I could potentially bring? Because they don't just have a movie boss one. Like, this is Planetary Destruction, though, right? It's Realm of Gods and then Planetary Destruction. Kind of hate that. This is just Wicked Bloodline. I mean, that would help, like, Frieza, I guess. But we don't have, like, a Pure Saiyan memory or, like, exclusively a Pure Saiyan. Or, like, any of, like, the big buffing ones is kind of what I'm looking at here. I don't know exactly what all of these do, just, like, straight from the top of my head, but I do have, like, a general idea of, like, some of the good ones. Like, this is Bond of Parent and Child. That's just giving me more key at the start of the fight. I think we're just gonna have to kind of get lucky with our opening RNG. Because I definitely think that this team can do it. It's just a matter of we need one Broly on each rotation. We probably need a Broly and a Golden Frieza on each rotation. And then we just need to float all the other units. I think that might be the strategy that we go in with. This is fine. This is fine. We'll actually float off AGL Golden Frieza in this instance. I know not floating Cooler could potentially be a little bit scary. It's just one attack right there. And we did see that he was able to double-digit tank prior. So I'm assuming he just got tagged by the super. I didn't actually see. You guys in the comment section can actually let me know what happened in the video. Yet again, I'm unable to give him a stack. So let's just do this. And then we can do this for... We can do this for Frieza. Because those physical orbs are going to drop kind of how I wanted them to. Potentially, we can get the other Broly to get a stack off. 16. I just really wish that if they were going to change this guy's link set, because again, in his base form, he has the same lineage and Hardened Grudge, but then when he transforms, all of a sudden he now has Shocking Speed, which is good. Like, that is a good, like, generic link set or whatever, because that's key and defense, and then Super Saiyan, that's just attack. That's a generic, like, Super Saiyan link or whatever, obviously. But, man, you know how good this guy would be if instead of Super Saiyan, they gave him Big Bad Bosses? I mean, I know only one other Broly in the game has Big Bad Bosses, but that is, like, the dumbest decision of all time to just completely exclude that from all the Brolys. Like, you're going to tell me after all this guy's animations, he has 3 movies, 4 if you count the Dragon Ball Super one. This guy at the end of Bio Broly was killing everybody in hell, and Goku had to, you know, go off from King Kai's planet, you know, to go throw hands with him. We could have potentially gotten a 4th Broly movie. He doesn't get Big Bad Bosses? You're going to tell me that this kid isn't a Big Bad Boss when he's, like, the most, like, menacing and most, like, destructive villain out of all of the Dragon Ball movies? Like, this guy's, like, Janemba has it. This guy, I would argue, deserves it much more than Janemba. But a lot of the movie bosses, I think Janemba and Harudegarn are actually the only Z movie villains who had Big Bad Bosses. I might be wrong, but I think that is the case. Alright, so we're definitely going to float you off. We're going to have to try to get you a stack right there, which is perfect, but we're not going to be able to get Team Turles 24 key, but that is fine. I am pretty sure at the very least. Yeah, again, this super does literally nothing. It's only a 1 million, and since we don't have Goku, that's just a flat 1 million. That's not doing anything to Broly with 200% defense, guard, and all of everything else that he does. Maybe we should have put him into slot 2 so he would get the guaranteed, what's it called? The guaranteed super, instead of just having the hidden potential system, whatever. Or it's a 50% chance of being a super is what it is. Again, I'm still memorizing these kits, but man, this is going to be a little bit of a struggle. If only, like, I don't even have Cell Max, but if only Cell Max was on this category, and, like, let's look at Planetary Destruction real quick. Like, yeah, Broly and Team Turles are, like, the 2 most modern units. Frieza, if I had First Form Frieza, he would actually be really good for this. He wouldn't be on the leader skill, obviously, because, again, although Frieza leads Planetary Destruction, so Frieza will be very good for this. Kid Buu is on it. Kid Buu would actually be really good for this mission. The same thing with, like, Harudegarn. Oh, unfortunately, we just barely miss out on the kill. But I think that will probably be okay, because that means we can just float off Cooler, and we can go ahead and just get another stack off. Might as well pop this. There's no real reason not to. Just giving an LR more key when he doesn't have access to some of its best key links. We will keep the TUR Golden Frieza on the rotation. We'll float off Team Turles on this upcoming rotation, I think. I don't know. I don't know who I should actually keep on this rotation. I guess, you know what it could be? If we keep putting Broly in slot 1, we're going to have to hope that we break the super. How often does he super? He supers once per turn. And yeah, his cooldown is 0, but he can only super once per turn, and he does 6 attacks on a turn. Okay. So I pretty much just always have to hope that he's going to super after Broly does his super attack and we get the attack break. But getting him 24 key is good. Frieza doesn't necessarily need anything other than just to get hit, and that's a 24 key for Turles. Turles should probably be fine. I mean, he has 50% damage reduction. I know it is type disadvantage, but I'm not really worried about the super on this turn. It would be pretty much every other rotation that I'd be worried about. But we do have type advantage here, so if we are able to get that super right here, nope, we got another 50% chance, but I'm going to just, we attack broke it. That's just canon now, because he's not going to super the rest of this turn. That is just the cards were directly in our way. I'm actually going to look at some of these other super attack effects right here. So Turles stuns on his super attack effects. Golden Frieza, he gets a debuff on only his 12 key, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, colossal damage to the enemy, lowers attack and defense. So getting as many 12 keys with Golden Frieza is going to be crucial. Final Form Cooler is the same thing. I mean, once we get some debuffs up, I would imagine we would be fine. Okay, we did not break it, so this is with a couple of attack breaks, courtesy of Golden Frieza. Obviously, like, Cooler's not going to take any damage. Frieza took damage, that means Turles is going to take damage. Ooh, goodness. I might not be able to beat this mission. We might have to transition over and do the other missions, which... Why did Turles take so much? I mean, I know 50% damage reduction isn't enough, but I would have imagined... I mean, that was nearly 600k this kid ate off of that. That was... I mean, I know that was, like, no big bad bosses for him. Yeah, we're just dead. Because the TUR Golden Frieza is not going to have any of his damage reduction up on this rotation. Very, 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 very tricky. Alright, here's what we'll do. We'll just take the L on this one. We'll just say that we can't beat this mission right now. This team needs to get a couple more buffs. We'll dive back in. This will be like a separate... 33? Oh my god. Dude. Okay. 23. Dude, he's so good. Dude, he's actually so good. But I guess what we're seeing here in this video is we are quickly discovering that why there is an argument for this guy not being number 1. Because we are running a very weak, or a much weaker team or whatever. But if we had, like, Cell Max on this team, right, we could have 2 back-to-back team protection abilities if we were running, like, them as our leader. And that would protect all these... Actually, no, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. This is an AoE. This is an AoE. We would still get frauded out by AoEs. All these units should be able to take the normals. I mean, obviously, the TUR Golden Frieza is going to die here because he only has the damage reduction if you're above 40% HP. But yeah, like 600k normals, that's really, like, nothing in today's meta. But having this AoE is certainly frightening. So we'll have to come back into this, but that would be kind of like an argument for why Broly isn't number 1. Is because you can look at his team and be like, oh yeah, Broly is, like, incredibly powerful. He is super good. Do I want to run you on movie heroes? Is there any other better category I could potentially run you on? Entrusted World. You lead Entrusted World, don't you? Or is that your 30%? That's your 30. Do I think that this team would be fine? I do. We have Beast. Because we need to have a Goku on the rotation. So does this drop us below that threshold? It does. So here's what we'll do. I'm not going to instantly go into the standby because I don't think that this team is going to be able to speed blitz it fast enough. But we're having that just in case. We'll have that in our back pocket. We'll try to avoid same type orbs like as much as possible. That way we can stay around the same HP threshold throughout the entirety of this fight. Now, unfortunately, we are going to... Oh, no, we're not. Okay, perfect. So we're going to do some actually pretty good damage right here. I see now that I said that we might not... Whoa. Gogeta! Hello! This is an embarrassing video, chat. We are getting cooked. Gogeta! What? Hold on. Brother. Oh, he has the increased stats. Never mind. He has the increased stats. I was about to say, that was a 400k attack stat, but no. He has the increased stats. So I'm almost wondering if we want to run Goku's and, like, the new Super Saiyan 3 Trios team. If we want to run them instead, that way we can have 2 of them up at the same time. Oh no, this looks... Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, I think we definitely want to save the standby. So we can do this, because I don't really think we'll need it. Get you as close to 24 key as possible. Which is this, I guess. And then Gogeta after he supers will be fine, especially with a Rainbow Orb. Okay. Because we have a lot of Rainbow Orb changers on this team. Up, like, on this next rotation, we have Beast Gohan. He's going to actually have access to his unit super, because we are bringing the cooler movie Piccolo, who I think should I mean, the first time he gets hit by an attack in the turn, he's going to take some serious hefty damage. But now we're going to have defensive support 77% for 2 turns. This unit is probably, like, the most insane support unit in the game. Again, I haven't really used them outside of just, like, generically link leveling them. So this will be a fun little experiment to see how powerful they are. I did make a tier list the other day on Twitter, which was yesterday. So we can see kind of where I'm ranking them. I mean, if they're going to do a performance like this every single turn, like, that's pretty good. They did a lot of damage here. Now, they are only 55%. I did decide to go, like, dodge with them on their hidden potential system. I don't know if you guys saw it when you, right there. Also, they get all the defense when they get supered. I saw a couple of people right there say that maybe they get the defense at the start of a turn, but no, it looks like they only get their defense once they do receive the hit. So, they can't really go into slot 1. They're going to run into the same issue as, like, the Int Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, where if you have them in slot 1, that first attack is going to do a lot of damage, but again, he has an extra 75% attack rate here, so he's roughly at like 700k normal, so we were able to double-digit tank after we gave all that massive support to the rotation, and we got a lot of additionals right there, so their defense probably was quite high. So the double-digit tanking might be a little bit deceptive in that specific instance. Alright, Gogeta, see right there, Gogeta after he Super C is completely fine. And this is pretty good. We're going to get Beast 1 stack, although the issue is Piccolo isn't going to get hit. Because he has to get hit to get his support, if I'm not wrong. Let's see, where is it right here? Plus an additional 15% damage reduction per movie boss's category. 30% defense and 30% attack. I know he has to get hit somewhere in here. Plus an additional 50% attack, medium chance to perform a crit for 3 turns. I kind of want him to get hit, but I think I would much rather just, let's give Beast his super. Also, I'm now noticing that I did not avoid same type orbs, so we're going into this phase, and we're not going to have access to the standby. A little bit of a misplay, kind of for gore. That's okay. We have Beast. I don't think that we would die in this upcoming turn, though. I mean, potentially we could. Who do we have? We do have 18 and Krillin. 18 and Krillin, I mean, there's a 70% chance that they will live the turn. That's actually pretty good. That's 2 stacks for Beast, actually. I'm actually surprised Beast did so little on that first attack. I know he only got hit the one time, but that was pretty low. He's only at an 8 million. Now, granted, I know he's not on a 200% here. No, he is, because, like, dual movie hero. He's not a 200%. What am I talking about? Alright, it depends kind of on where he supers, I guess. Now, these guys, they do get that extra damage reduction when they're actually targeted for a super, so they will be fine. That is 24 key for them right there as well, so once they get hit, they're going to be, like, super safe. Krillin and 18, they are going to have to dodge 3 attacks, potentially. Obviously, the AoE and then those 2 attacks behind them. I don't think I have any dodge equipped on them yet. I don't think I've invested that. But God Goku, I mean, I fully trust in God Goku. He has type advantage, he has the damage reduction, and he got to super attack first, plus we were able to give him the 2 rainbow orbs, so he has his extra 77% defense, and now he has the extra 77% 2-turn defense support thanks to this unit. Yeah, no, this unit might actually be insane. If I know their supers are just a 50% chance, all like their hit potential, whatever, built into their passive, but oh, they debuff as well. I did not know that. Oh yeah, I did, because they only get attack on their super attack. No, wait, these guys actually might be way better than I gave them credit for. Because they're debuffing and the support, plus you have the standby in your back pocket. Alright, what's the damage here? God Goku is taking a little bit of damage to these guys. Psych, never mind. You remember what I just said? That was not great tanking on their part. That was with 2 offensive debuffs. Now, granted, they probably only debuff by 30%. I guess I can pull that up real quick. So whatever their debuff is, they did apply 2 debuffs. Krillin and 18 just dodge one more, dodge one more, dodge one more. Ooh, okay. Ooh, that was a little okay. Okay, now we don't have a revive or anything. And the team protection ability actually doesn't do anything in this instance because, again, we're going up against an AoE boss. So we're going to just kind of have to hope that we do get the attack break. A lot of this fight is going to kind of come down to, do we get the attack break or do we not? Which is a little scary, not gonna lie. So let's just go ahead and pop this. I wish Gogeta got something on his active skill turn. Like, I wish he had, like, a guaranteed dodge turn or something. We do have that crazy HP recovery, and if we do survive this turn, I mean, I don't know what Piccolo's going to take, though, is the real issue. He's gonna have to eat at least 2 attacks there. But he does have, like, this full rotation has the extra 77% defensive support, thanks to the new Super Saiyan Trio. I mean, that is a crazy amount of support. If we do lose, I wonder if we should just bring double of their leader skill. Because I don't think their leader skill is necessary. It's not bad. Like, the 200% isn't great, you know what I mean? Because, like, you don't have, like, the most amount of options out there. But when you have all-out struggle, like, you do have access to, like, SSBE. SSBE would be really good. Obviously, he has a revive and everything. They have, like, the Super Saiyan right there, so that would be the mission completed right there. You have Power of Wishes units that you're able to bring. We did not attack break the super. It looks like he's always going to do it in slot 2. Piccolo will probably get cooked here if I'm being completely honest. He dodges, it doesn't even matter, and then Gogeta. Oh wait, Gogeta has the counter! Nice! I haven't seen that animation in a while. Did I pop the Beast active skill? That said attack all. Did I pop the Beast active and not pay attention to it? I guess I did. That was probably a huge misplay if I did. Because now Gogeta's not going to get any dodges, and that means he's not going to get any of his When did I pop the Beast active? I was literally in the midst of talking about that would be... It's not good in this fight. So Beast's, like, most notorious ability for being able to lock down slot 1 and protect all of the team, you can't really make advantage of that. I must have just, like, went on complete autopilot, saw it, and just swiped up. Or maybe I swiped up by accident when I was moving my rotations around. Yeah, that's kind of a shame, because Gogeta would have gotten... I mean, he only would have gotten a little bit of extra damage reduction, so I guess it's not the biggest deal out there. So, I think we will do the standby here. I don't really see any reason not to. Do I put him into slot 1, actually? Because there's more attacks in slot 1. And we know that the AoE is pretty much guaranteed. I think I will, actually. So, let's do the standby right here. We want to try to collect as many physical orbs as possible. So we're getting 7 orbs right here. So that is 49% defensive support to the entire rotation. For 2 turns, we want to get the 2 rainbow orbs for you as well. We're going to go into Gogeta, and if we can try to collect these orbs right here, because we are collecting physical orbs, the physical orbs are actually 2 charges for this Goku right here. So we might just be able to blow this Broly just straight off the face of the planet on this upcoming turn with the standby skill. We should, I mean, I think we comfortably should be able to. Because he did get hit a couple of times right there, so each time he gets hit, that's 3 charges. Yeah, he's guaranteed to AoE in slot 2. So maybe there's like some mind games. Maybe, I know it would make Beast weaker, but maybe we should put Beast into slot 2. Oh, and we got the counter again. Is it a guaranteed counter? Or, because I feel like most of the time counters aren't guaranteed, but I might be wrong here. Again, I'm not the most familiar with everything. I know like the shadow of what characters do, but... If you ask me the specifics, I'd be missing out. Yeah, it's a 70% chance to counter and nullify with tremendous power. That's good. That's good. And Gogeta is going to... I don't know if that counts as a dodge, though, so I don't know if that built up his crit chance. Because right now, I mean, we are doing, like, decent damage, I would say. But he does have the 200 million HP, and we're already on, what, our 3rd turn of this guy, and we've only knocked down 3 of his health bars. So, like, we are not doing a substantial amount of damage back to him. And we do get the dodge right there, which is perfect. So I think... Oh, but he's doing something like this. This is tricky. I do actually think we put Beast in slot 2. I think that this is the move. So we can do this. Just collect as many orbs as possible, I guess, that we can really, like, just maximize. I'm unable to collect any physical orbs, though. So we'll do this. We'll do this. Yes, 61 charges. All right. So this attack is going to be huge. And we're going to do some pretty decent damage on this rotation as well. If we can get Beast to do a hit of... No, he can't do a hit of potential system additional because he's only 55%. I do have his orbs on him, his exclusive orbs, but I'm pretty sure his silver orb is just crit. Crit and attack, I think, is what his is. So, unfortunately, this is just going to be the 1 attack. But do we get the attack break? Did we attack break the super? That's what we really need to know. Now, Krillin and 18, they're going to have a lot that is, like, weighing on their backs right now. They're going to have to dodge 4 attacks. Now, they could probably live 1. Oh, especially with a debuff. They could probably live a normal. But I don't know about a super. Huh. Chat, we're just getting cooked. This has been 30 minutes of me getting cooked? Oh, my God. All right. So, what we'll do about that, then, is we will just fast forward the footage, and we'll get back to a rotation similar to the one that we were at, okay? So that way, it can be the best of both worlds. You guys can see my rotations and everything, and we're not going to waste any of y'all's time. This is actually a little bit of a tricky fight. I don't know if I'm the only one struggling with it, but... Oh, this is where we're going to get the movie boss of support memory. I see. And revenge. Okay. So part 2 is going to lead revenge. Got it. Okay. So, we will be right back, chat. Alright, guys. I've been doing this for half an hour and fast forward. I don't know how long that's going to be for you guys. I'm going to have to do it like in super hyper speed. But this is hard. Like, I am out here struggling for my life is what it feels like. So here's the plan, okay? We're going to try one more time. Just like this team setup right here. If we lose, which it looks like we're going to, because I'm not going to be able to give Kefla 6 orbs. Yeah, she's not going to have her dodge. Alright, that's fine. So, when we lose... Damn! Alright, okay. Alright. These missions are really hard. So, what we're going to do is... I'm just going to bust out superheroes. I will have to come back and do this another day. I am pleasantly surprised. Should we try one? You know, we'll try one time. We'll try one time with this Paragus team. And we'll just see what it does. The thing is, like, this Paragus kind of sucks. Like, all he does is make Broly better. But with a team setup like this, now that I know that he always AoEs in slot 2, I can pretty much just put Beast and Broly into slot 2. We can get rid of AGL MUI, I guess, and we can add on Orange Piccolo. That way we can have those guys be slot... I mean, is that dumb? Maybe. It'll be fine. Now, I know I could have also busted out a Whis, but, like, I am still obviously learning the event. I don't know what my units were and weren't able to tank. This is kind of like an eye-opening experience for me as well, learning some of these units. But I do think so far my speculation about... oh, fuck, he sucks. I'm not going to get the orb change and we're running 2 extreme units. Oh, shit. Oh, this is so bad. Oh, no. This is so bad. Why don't I have a good pure sand leader? Again, we'll try this one time, but if I can get it, we'll just swap over to superheroes. It's not like the biggest deal. I mean, they are missions. You don't have to beat every single mission on its initial release. I do like how this fight is designed, though. Like, this is such a unique and tricky fight, where if you bring the brand new summonable unit, what you want to do for the mission, I mean, I'm going to be interested to see some other team builds that you guys can come up with, or maybe other people just in the community come up with, to beat it with the Goku restriction. Because, like, the Goku was good, but we saw, like, even with 24 ki, even with the 45% damage reduction, and, like, giving him a bunch of ki spheres or whatever, he was still getting cooked. And look how much weaker this guy's hitting because we don't have a Super Saiyan Goku on the team. Now, granted, if I transform into, what's-his-face? Super Saiyan Goku, like, if I use his active skill, I do believe he would get the buff. So, 100% we will not be doing the God Goku transformation at any point throughout this video. It'll be really funny if this team actually ends up weakening, because, like, coherently, this is probably the weakest out of all of them. Like, just in terms of links and, whatever. I also find it a little bit odd. Like, it is good that Paragus got Terrifying Conquerors. Like, before, I don't think he had Terrifying Conquerors. I'm pretty sure every single Paragus only had Revenge, Pure Sand, and Inhuman Deeds. Shouldn't he also, like, maybe be a movie boss so that he can work with the brand new Broly? Like, I don't know if he necessarily, like, qualifies as, like, a boss or whatever, because obviously he's not the main villain of the movie. But he's not, like, a henchman either. Like, I can understand why, like, Salza isn't on movie bosses or whatever, because, you know, he's a henchman. Like, he's just, like, there for fodder and run out, like, make the runtime a little bit longer. Like, Paragus was the one who set up this whole thing. Like, he is the evil mastermind behind this whole thing. He does debuff, which is nice. That is actually pretty big. And he does have type advantage in the final phase. Why did I run Orange Piccolo? I'm running pure God Goku. That completely slipped my mind. Well, shit. You guys can flame me. I made this team hours ago, man. I've been doing this fight alone for an hour. My thoughts aren't with me. I'm just trying to get the dub, man. I mean, technically, we will still have access to, like, the Orange Piccolo transformation. He'll be returning on turn 5. But we will be on a pure super... No, we won't be. We'll have to float off Broly if we want to do that. We can float off Broly. I don't think that would be the worst thing ever. Because... Do I want to float off Broly? Who's on this upcoming rotation? It's God Goku, Tech MUI. We could float off Broly. That way when he comes back around, we can do the Orange Piccolo active skill and hope that we kill before he gets tagged by anything. Because he'll just flat out die and slot 2 or 3. It doesn't even matter if it is just against normal. We can debuff him to hell. This guy already hits pretty hard, and without being on a leader skill at all, yeah, that was a bit of a squander or whatever. In my brain, I was just thinking we were running superheroes. We are definitely not running superheroes. This is, again, I was literally just laughing about how this team setup is so incredibly scuffed, but here we go. Now we have a unit not being run on the leader skill. So it'll be 10 times as funny when this is the winning run, because it actually looks like this might be the winning run. Because Orange Piccolo, he has a debuff on his 12 key, if I'm not mistaken. It's his 18 key. He has a debuff on his 18 key. Dude, that's so crazy that without a leader skill, Orange Piccolo is so good that he was able to kind of eat that regardless. I mean, granted, I know that's with 20% damage reduction and guard, but yeah, we can float Broly off here. This is fine. Yeah, no, this like, I don't even know what to say just because, like, this team is so whack. Although, again, this is a hard fight, though. This is a hard fight. It's significantly easier, though, without the Goku. Which, like, it's cool that they gave us a brand new summonable Goku that, like, you're obviously intended to use in the fight. Because he has type advantage in the first phase. I feel like it would make a little bit more sense if he had type advantage in the second phase. Because then nuking would make a little bit more sense. Because we actually saw the nuke in the video. It did, what, 16 million with 72 charges? Now, that wasn't with a crit or anything, but that's not that impressive, all things considered. If we think back to, like, the Boo Duo, the Boo Duo can easily, and I mean easily, cover, like, well over, like, 40 million without a crit, and that's with 50 orbs. Now, granted, they don't get any start of turn attack, but they get 500% attack when doing the finished attack. This Goku only gets 100% when he performs the finished attack, so that is, like, a huge discrepancy in just how powerful these attacks are. Now, I think this will be the move, floating off God Goku. That way we can get Orange, or not Orange Piccolo, we can get Beast in front of the attacks. Now, Paragus is going to debuff here. So again, this super attack right here, this specific super attack, it's only going to be a 1.45. So he does have the 2 debuffs thanks to Paragus, so it's going to hit a lot weaker than that. We probably will end up winning this. He's even further debuffed because we are running Paragus. He has an extra 75% debuff to his attack and defense. Dude, hit a potential build in Paragus. You'll love to see it. God Goku, dodge, baby boy. It doesn't even matter. He's so debuffed. Yeah, no, this is how you beat it, guys. This is how you beat it. You just grind up this the Paragus event, which didn't really take that long. The drops are actually pretty good. The character in of himself is decent. Like, his whole purpose is just making the brand new Broly, like, 50 times better. Like, he gives Broly, like, an extra 3 key and 25 to stats, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what his passive does, starting on turn 6. Now, granted, turn 6, that's pretty deep into a fight for a free-to-play unit like this, who doesn't offer the most at the start of the fight without him. Like, he does get an extra 180% attack, and I think he launches a guaranteed additional super if there's a Broly on the team from his first appearance. I think that's what it does. I'm not entirely certain. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to, real quick, we'll mute up again. I'm going to do the Orange Piccolo transformation. And then, we'll pretty much just get our dub from there. Or should I even bother with it? Because if he's super, I mean, yeah, he's gonna super. I can't risk. Do I think I can kill? How many supers is that? That's 4 attacks. Why not? Let's just try. Let's play a little bit risky. I mean, I've already been dying this much, so if I just swap over to the superhero team, like, if this bad team is able to do it, superhero will be able to crush this in no time. So the only real reason I think we struggled with the Planetary Destruction team build is just right now it just hasn't gotten the buffs that it needs, but it will get them throughout the rest of the celebration, obviously. That just happens. Anytime we get, like, a new category, new team lead, we're already confirmed that, you know, the Legendary Super Saiyan Broly, he is going to be easy Aing, which is, like, super good. Imagine, like, if he can be, like, a decent slot 1, he's going to buff not only villain teams, but superclass teams as well, just because, you know, he's just a Broly. He has generic Super Saiyan links. He's on a lot of superclass teams, so he's a buff for both. Outside of his link set, he doesn't really help, like, villains too much, because, you know, again, he does have a generic Super Saiyan link. If only they gave him big bad bosses, he would be probably, like, I mean, he would be, like, the most iconic villain to always get. Like, anytime we would get a Broly, you'd be like, oh yes, every single villain team gets buffed. Because when we get, like, a brand new Super Boo, for example, Super Boo is on a lot of villain setups or whatever, but for the most part, you're going to run Super Boo on, like, Majin Buu Saga, Majin Power, Power Absorption, teams like that. We don't just have, like, a generic villain outside of, like, sworn enemies, I suppose. But, like, sworn enemies, none of those characters, again, none of them they don't link well. Like, you have Cells, you have Friezas, he didn't super on this turn. Interesting. But you have Cells, you have, you know, your Friezas, you have some Boos, you have a couple of DKPs on there. You just have, like, a mishmash of characters, and none of them inherently, like, link. Yeah, we're going to be doing this. So we'll float off Paragus here. We will get the attack break. Beast Gohan is going to be able to do a lot of attacks. And we did actually get to turn 6. So that means that Paragus is actually buffing our Broly substantially. So we might actually kill this turn, because since we have Broly in slot 2, he is going to get that guaranteed additional super, plus the support that he's getting from Paragus. And he is on a 200% right here, because he is on Exploding Rage and Pure Sand, thanks to God Goku. So even though God Goku is being very much so nerfed because I'm running Paragus and Broly, at this point, like, his offensives, they just can't do anything to us. Like, we have Paragus debuffing him passively through his, like, the ability of the mission itself, as well as he just debuffs on his supers. With a crit, that's still not doing a whole lot. This guy just has so much HP. What is his defense? He has basically 600k defense and 67% damage reduction. So, I mean, it could be worse. It could be worse. There are a couple other units that we could have potentially slotted onto the team. Who did I take off the team for Orange Piccolo? Is what I don't remember. Because obviously, you know, that was a misplay. And again, we will not be doing that because I'm fairly certain, like, his name would become Super Saiyan Goku, and you could actually proc that ability mid-fight for him to get all those stat buffs. I'm absolutely not going to mess with that. We'll just keep Tech MUI in slot 1. The domain will end on this upcoming turn, which is just buffing all my superclass allies. I don't know if it debuffs Broly in any way, shape, or form. I certainly would hope not. I don't think it debuffs. I think it's literally just superclass allies get the extra stats. I don't think it's like Fusion Zamasu's domain, for example, where, you know, superclass allies, they take more damage, whereas the extreme class allies, they get more attack and they have the extra defense. I don't know. Again, I know what a lot of characters do, but if you ask me the specifics of their kits, I wouldn't be able to tell you. And Tech MUI is really not doing too much, but he doesn't have, like, all of his really big Tournament of Power links set up, obviously, because I didn't run AGL MUI. I took AGL MUI off the team. That's what it was. I took off AGL MUI. No, if we had AGL MUI on the team, we probably would have already won. Just because he's so freaking strong. Oh, goodness me. Well, we finally got him to, like, the half HP threshold. Should I even fast forward this at this point, or do you guys just want to hear me continue to ramble on and on and on about stuff that I feel like I've already repeated over the course of an hour? Because, again, this has been an hour and 15. We just hit exactly an hour 15 on my end. So this is just taking 10,000 years. I'm not going to bother doing the Orange Piccolo transformation. We can do this. If he does choose to super, I mean, like, cool, he supers. We'll put you there. We actually will get 2 attack breaks, so it's actually pretty likely that we will not have to deal with the AoE. So let's see. I meant to pop the Beast Gohan active skill. I don't actually know if I did. Because I don't really want Orange Piccolo getting tagged in those final slots. But again, he is so debuffed. I don't even know if he would take, like, a lot of damage. At this point of the fight, he would only have the 20% damage reduction, but he does have type advantage. So essentially, guard with 20% damage reduction. Beast, you kind of need to crit here, my guy. I know you need to get hit a bunch of times to get your crit, but I just want this fight to be over, man. I just want this fight to be over. It's been over an hour, man. Crit. Thank you. But now the big bad boy Broly's coming in. 20 million attack stat, basically. Now, he gets more and more crit as he does super attacks. So, I don't know how many attacks this Broly has done. I'm going to assume this is just his 4th attack right here, because we did only just transform with him. I probably should have transformed with him that turn that we floated him off with God Goku. But he can get up to a 50% chance to crit, which is actually pretty freaking nice. I wish it maybe could have been a little bit higher. Like, when I made my custom Broly, I made it all the way up that he could get to 88% chance to crit. Ooh. I guess we can do this. Not even put God Goku in harm's way. That way he can't even potentially fraud me without dodging. Perfect. So, if you want to beat this fight, but it'll take forever, it'll take less time if you're not dumb, and you actually bring, you know, AGL MUI instead of Orange Piccolo, because you just had an idea last minute to constantly attack break him, and then you ran a unit who is off a leader skill. Because if we also brought him, like, he would be linking with Tech MUI, they would both be launching, like, 15 million super attacks, and then, obviously, MUI, he's like an 18 million attack stat monster. But yeah, I would definitely say that if you just want to beat the mission, Paragus is the way to go. Now, without him being on Planetary Destruction, until we get some EZAs and some brand new units, like, whatever we get for Part 2, I am starting to expect that Part 2, instead of us getting, like, a family Kamehameha or anything, I think Part 2 could, like, realistically be, like, Legendary Super Saiyan Broly, and then we could get Bio Broly. Because multiple times throughout, like, the hashtag for the celebration is Broly, Broly, Broly. There's 3 Broly movies, and we're getting 4 units. Potentially, we could get more with, like, the Part 3, because they did announce a Part 3. I don't think that they would drop another brand new summonable unit during Part 3, but if they did drop a brand new summonable, like, Bio Broly for Part 3, let's say Part 2 is Family Kamehameha, as well as the Super Saiyan Broly, which would also run into the same name issue. Like, yeah, they could call this unit Broly, which is what they did, but there's nothing you can do really with that Broly to get around that he's either Super Saiyan Broly at the start of turn, which would mean he wouldn't link up with the Dragon Ball Super Broly, or you would call him the Legendary Super Saiyan Broly at the start of turn, and then he wouldn't be able to EZA with, like, or he wouldn't be able to link with EZA Int Broly, or Super EZA STR Broly, or the LR STR Broly if they decide to Super EZA him. Like, there's nothing you can really do unless has the same condition as this Broly, where at the start of turn he's Super Saiyan Broly, and you can transform on turn 1 as well. That would be the only way they could get around that same name issue with him. So I don't know if I necessarily want that Broly specifically to be a Part 2, but, like, the Family Kamehameha would kind of be nice, I guess. Like, Goten and Gohan, that unit was bad when they EZA'd last year during the Turles celebration. So we could obviously get those animations, like, revamped by the 2024 style, or it could be like a what if, like, Goku was still alive, potentially. We could get another Super Saiyan trio. But I really do think, like, there's a pretty high chance that we'll just get 3 Brolys, because we still haven't seen a leader for the uncontrolled power category. So potentially we could get, like, Carnival's Super Saiyan Broly, who leads uncontrollable power 200%, and then we could get Bio Broly, who's, like, artificial life form, inhuman deeds, and, I don't know what other category they would give him. But there we go. We completed 2 of the missions, and I think I'm just going to take that as my dub. We're just going to call the video here. This fight is definitely very, very tricky. I will love to play around with it in my free time to see if I can possibly beat those other 2 missions, but that is going to be all for this time, guys. I've been the Sweeper27. I'm a variety Twitch streamer and an up-and-coming PNG YouTuber trying to make it big in the world. I have a Twitter, a Twitch, a TikTok, and a YouTube, the links which can all be found in the description of this video. And while you're down there, don't forget to like, subscribe, share me around, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this fight. And did you struggle as much as I did? Because I do think, like, looking at it right now, like, Tech Ultimate Gohan and, like, the EVOKEN units like that are going to be the best units. The ones who just launch a bunch of additionals, all of which have debuffs attached to them. I don't know necessarily how I feel about bringing the Goku in here, because the Goku, that's just a whole nother level of difficulty added on top of it. Because you would want to run 2 of him. I wonder if running 2 of him doubles this. So hold on real quick. If you run 2 of the Super Saiyan Gokus, does he get this buff twice? I don't know. Because it just says if there's a character whose name includes Super Saiyan Son Goku, he gets an extra 160% attack and defense. No, surely not. Because I would have definitely noticed it. Because if he had that, his super attack effect, he would basically be launching a 45 million. Yeah, no. So, but it's still, I mean, launching 3 million AoEs, like, his normals are very hard to survive. You could obviously debuff, and this reminds me a lot of the Kid Buu Red Zone, where you're going to have to bring certain team setups, and your opening RNG is going to be very, very dependent on where some of your units are. So let me know, did you struggle nearly as much as I did? Or if you think I'm just bad at the game, let me know any strategies you have to beat the Planetary Destruction mission. I'll probably just wait for, like, Int Broly to EZA, and then potentially some other units to EZA. Like, we'll get some powerful sub-EZAs, I feel sure, super EZAs, because we haven't gotten a super EZA in a long time. The last one was Golden Week, if I'm not wrong. So, there's plenty of options of who they could super EZA, like Int Janemba, STR Super Saiyan Broly. A lot of units that could get that. Again, EZAs, I don't know necessarily how many movie bosses units could potentially get an EZA or sub-EZA, but they'll figure out something. It's a big celebration, they always do. And then let me know your strategies for the Super Saiyan mission, if you were able to beat that. I would be very intrigued to see some lineups, see some footage of people doing it. But that's going to be all for now. So, as always, I've been the Sweeper27, and I am signing off.